Okay, now I'm starting to investigate the rest of the park. I would see Sasquatch, what they call Sasquatch stick structures, and I thought, well, if I'm going to find anything, like footprints or anything, I should head over there. I did sometimes pan up into the trees because I would see what appeared to be like baby Sasquatch up in the trees, or just a juvenile sitting up in a tree. If you do, if you push your Windows screen button down and hit print screen at the same time, you can get multiple pictures of the video as you're watching the video, and it's easier to see the creatures. At times you might see black shadows, it's almost like shadow people moving, and that's what I pay attention to when I see real quick movement of something peeking behind a tree. And they're real black, so you can't miss it. The trees aren't as black as the creatures standing behind them. This was a stick structure, or I believe I heard that they break off branches and climb those trees like a ladder. This one right here that's broke has been broken and placed between this tree right here is what I'm trying to show you, and that's a marking of their territory. So when I see things like that, I know that they're near, or they have been there, because I hear that they migrate. They don't stay in one location. So I apologize for all of the turning the camera upside down at angles and things like that. This was just a cell phone. I've recently just bought a new camera, a GoPro. This one's a footprint, I believe I see right here. So I think I take the leaves away, but you can kind of see the toes, and when you pull the leaves away, you can see the back of the ball of the foot. So right here I'm moving the leaves away to try to pan in and get a better picture, or zoom in and get a better picture without the leaves on it. And there, I think that's a better one. So you can see the ball of the foot. The leaves kind of go around it now. But yeah, I'm doing a lot of turning upside down and everything, because I'm trying to get full angles, and I'm looking at the trees on how they are broke. If it was a human did it, it would be cut, but these were broke, pushed down. I'm heading over here to this gazebo. This is an old park, and there are people that do come to this park, children included, and that concerned me. I tried to get a hold of people. This right here is actually a stick structure that I'm trying to show you, and I've seen a lot of movement under there as well. And if you pay close attention, you'll see a lot of tree peeking, where it's funny, they don't realize they're as wide as they are. They're wider than the trees, so when you look at the picture, you'll see the tree, and then you'll see these big wide shoulders, black shoulders and stuff, like they think they're hidden behind there. At any time, I didn't feel threatened at all. I was calm and at peace, but it's because I just know the Lord's with me. But if you zoom in on that picture right there behind, under the tent part, the teepee, you'll see the black shoulders sticking out from behind the tree. You'll see some sitting on the ground. There looks like to be a youth or a juvenile sitting there on the ground between the trees. It kind of reminds me of a monkey zoo, actually, or monkeys, a whole bunch of monkeys would just be all up in the trees and stuff, and on the ground. There's usually never one. If you see one, there's many of them. They run together as like a tribe, they're a family. And here I'm going down into the woods. At some points, I believe I see some laying down, and they will peek their head up and look at me. They like to lay down like in a nest, make a little nest and everything, and they lay behind trees. They put their backs up against trees. They'll go under foliage or like overhanging leaves that are shadowed or shaded And so they're so dark, and in the shadow and the shade, you really can't see them unless you can get a real good glimpse of their shape of their figure sitting under the tree. But more and more you notice it as your eyes start to get to training to see these things, because there's all different colors actually though, so I can't say that they're all black. I heard that there's something up there in the tree right there I saw. But I heard that there's 4 different types of these of Sasquatch, and they're different colors, just like bears and any other kind of animal, and people as well. So you would have an auburn one, a white one, a brown one, a black one, a red one, and they like to blend into their environment, and so that's why it's hard to see them. At one point, and I'm not sure if I stopped the clip on this one, there's one right around here that is standing behind a tree, and its colors are close to the colors of the leaves on the ground. So you really have a hard time seeing him. But if you notice the real quick tree peeking from behind the trees, or their shoulders move, or maybe they'll have their arm up, and then all of a sudden you'll see it go down to its side, and that's how you know that they're standing behind the tree. Yeah, I don't think I see anything here at all. But again, I have faith in the Lord, and I'm praying a lot when I'm doing things like this. I actually went out here because of my children, hearing that they go out to this park with their friends, and I always thought it had a funny feeling about it, and I had seen so many videos on Sasquatch in their environments, their habitats, and I thought it looked what they call squatchy. And so my husband was working on his truck one day out there. We'd stopped, and I thought I would get out and take my dog for a walk and get some video of it, not pictures, because I try not to focus too much in one area when I'm doing things like this, so that they do not become upset because I'm staring at them or something, or they don't think I'm trying to make eye contact, or they don't see me as a threat. So if you do a video of them and then just take your video and take screenshots from your video, you're going to get a lot more information, in my opinion. I don't know how the professionals do it. I don't pretend to be a professional. But I wanted my children to see this, that these creatures can be unpredictable from what I've seen on the videos. So I just wanted them to see this, that there are things out there that we need to be aware of. If it was lions out in the woods, they wouldn't want to go out there in the woods. But I've heard that these creatures have different personalities, just like people. There's people that are dangerous, and there's people that are not dangerous, and these are the very same way. So I don't think they're at this particular park now. I went back a week or 2 ago, and there was people there, and there didn't seem to be any evidence of them still being there. So they must have migrated someplace else. This is a very small park. I think my husband said it maybe 20-30 acres of land, compared to Ohio Salt Fork State Park, which was thousands of acres. How many acres, honey? 20-30,000 acres? There's a lot, he says. So they were just passing through. I guess I don't know how, it looked like they had been there for a while, though. They had started making habitats. That one is standing right there behind that tree, way back in the background. There's like a little cave back there, and there's a tree, and you see this bulky figure just standing there. But he really mixes in with the color of the cave and the color of the leaves and the tree. But if you take a picture of that and zoom in, you'll see what I'm saying. You'll see his arm move from being up around the tree to down at his side. I wish I could figure out how to use an arrow or something to point out or circle what I'm trying to tell you. I've just learned this program, so I don't see anything like that anywhere. I've I've been looking, but he just moved his arm down to the side right there. Them ones are the harder ones to see because they are really good at blending in there. And if you don't see their movements, then you don't see them. The black ones and the red ones are a lot easier to spot. But I haven't heard of any attacks at this particular park, unless they're keeping it undercover. I don't know, but I've never heard of anything like that out here.